Hello everyone, welcome to this video. Today we are going to learn another interesting topic, while loop. Now we will be using Jupyter Notebook to explain and write the code. As usual, I am going to share the code with you in the comment section at the end of this video. So let's jump into another interesting topic today, while loop. In the last video, we already learned about loops and we understood that loop is particularly useful when you want to execute a section of code multiple times. You want to repeat the section of code. In that case, the loops is really useful. And we specifically looked into the for loops last videos and we knew the different use cases of for loop and we understood the for loop specifically useful when you in beginning you already know that this many times you want to execute this particular section of code. Let's say n number of times. N can be anything like 5 or 6, this many times. But you already knew that this many times you want to execute this section of code. That time for loop is really useful. Now, what about the case when you do not know that exactly how many times you want to execute a code? You only know that okay, I want to execute this section of code till this particular condition is met, or this one condition is till the condition is true, then I want to execute this particular section of code. As soon as the condition is false, you want to exit that loop. On those cases specifically, the while loop is comes really handy and really useful there. So let's see with an example. Let's first define a variable here, num equal to 0. Now let's say you want to execute a print statement till the num is 5. Till it 5 you want to execute, and then you want to exit the loop. So less than 5. So till num is 4, you will execute the loop. After you will exit the loop. So how you write it? So what you are writing here is, see, while. As soon as you write this while keyword, this is Python interpreter knows that actually you are trying to write the while loop. So while keyword is Python, why for while loop. And then you are writing the condition. Condition is num less than 5. It will continue the next statement till this particular condition is true. And currently this is true. You see, num is 0. So 0 less than 5. This is true, right? So it will then go to the next statement and we'll hit enter. Okay, by the way, you do not forget to put the colon here. In the for loop also, you see the colon, right? In the first line of code in the loop. So this colon is important. After you put the colon, as soon as we hit enter, you will see there are 4 spaces here. Again, this 4 spaces is important because it tells the while loop that this particular statement is in the body of the loop. Next, you will write say num equal to num plus 1. This is important. Otherwise, if you do not put this one, then this particular condition will be always true. Num is 0, 0 less than 5. It will always true, and it keep iterating this, it keep printing this particular print statement. But when you start incrementing num equal to num plus 1, then one point of time num will be equal to 5, and it will be this particular expression will be false and it will exit the loop. Otherwise your loop will go to the indefinite loop. So this particular statement is important. And then you just write a print statement, your end of the once you get outside of the while. Now if we run it, you see how it's working. The first iteration is num is 0. So it the print num is 0, iteration 0. Then what happens? 0 plus 1. So num is now 1. Then in the second iteration, it print the num is 1. Third iteration, 1 plus 1, 2. Now is num is 2. And it says that, okay, 2 less than 5 is still true. So it get into the while loop, and again it iterate this and it print this statement, iteration 2. Like that, 3, 4. And when num is become 4 here, and it goes there and says 4 less than 5 is true, it print this iteration 4, and then the next statement, when 4 plus 1 5, now num become 5, and when it goes to the while loop to check the condition, it become false, this condition, this point of time. So it ends the loop here, and then it print the end of loop, which is outside of the while. Let's see another example of while loop. Let's have a scenario where we have a list of numbers and we want to get the sum of those numbers in the list, but there is one condition here, that we want to have a sum of the numbers which are positive in the list. So let's have a list here. We have a list like numbers. One condition is list need to be in descendant ordering. Okay, that we start with 40, 30, 20, 10 and is descending, and it has positive and negative both. Okay. Now if we want to have the sum of this number, so we need to get the sum of this 40, 30, 20 and 10, right? That's what we want, positive numbers. Let's write the code. Index 0. I will explain the code to you. Let me write it first. Let's see. Let's try to understand the code. What we are doing is we have the already have the list. Now we know if we want to access the items on the list, we need to access through the index, and list index always start with 0. So that's why we define the index variable here and define it with the 0, initiate with the 0 number. We also initiate another variable total, where we are going to store the sum of these numbers. You see, I'm initiating it outside the while loop. In the while loop, what I'm writing is while, and then this is the condition. This is nothing but I am accessing this list items here. So it start with 0. So number index is 0. So it will access the first one, 40. 40 is greater than 0, right? So this is again a true. Then it will get into the while loop. And here we have a total. So we are adding these items here. So 0, total is 0 now. So 0 plus 40, now total become 40. Now we are incrementing the index here. So 0 plus 1, now index become 1. In the next iteration, index is 1. So it will get the second one in the list, that is the 30. 30 greater than 0, again it will execute this one. And it will add the total. 40 plus 30 now is 70. Like that it will execute, and once when it is numbers, it will get the 10 in the items, then also it is positive, it will be true, and it will execute. After that, after the index will increment, what will happen when it will get to the 0, this particular item, this condition will become false, and then the while loop ends here and it will print the total. Okay, this code works in a scenario where we know that this particular numbers list will have at least negative items. Otherwise, the loop will not break, right? There will be issue. Let's see. Let's say if we remove this particular negative numbers and 0, what happens? So we change the particular list here. Now list only have a positive numbers. Now if we run this code, we should get an error. Now try to understand why we are getting this error. Here what is happening, first is the first index 0, so we get the 40, then 30 we are adding incrementing the number, then we get the 20. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So when we get to 3, index 3, we get the 10. Then what happen is index become 3 plus 1, 4. Now when in the while loop, when it's try to see the condition, so numbers, it's trying to see the index 4, but there is no index 4. We have only index now 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. So then Python saying that this is an error, then, because we do not have any index 4 and we are trying to execute a condition here. So Python will throw an error, and that happened. You see, list out of range. This is a very common error if we make this kind of mistake in this code, and you always learn from mistake, right? So how to make this code more robust, so it will work in this case also. Let's try to run that. So we know we see that 0, 1, 2, 3. That means if we add another condition where if index less than 4, and we made an and here, we learned about this, and we have already video, we have learned it in the if else one, how it works. So we are saying index less than 4 and number index greater than 0. This is perfectly fine after this code. So let's run it. It should work. See, it's worked. Because we put another condition here that this while loop will execute till index less than 4. That means index is up to 3. Another other way also you can write this one is a more better way. So here index is nothing but the length of the list. So there is one function in Python called len. We use this function in other videos also, remember. So len numbers is the list. That this particular expression will give you the length of the list, and length of the list is 4. So it is exactly same thing, but we are writing the better way. So it should work in any case of time. If you let's say you increase this one to 5, then also it will work. So now our code is more robust now after we adding this another statement. So always now I think you understand now how while loop is working and what are the condition you should provide to while loop make it work. In the last video of for loops, we already seen the usage of break statement in for loop. Let's see how we can use break statement effectively in while loop too. Okay. Let's have a example, a scenario. We want find out the first 5 numbers which are multiple of 5 using modulo operator. We know the modulo operator. You already seen that modulo operator is nothing but when you are trying to divide with a number, with a number, and it modulo operator checks that if there is any reminder or not. We will start with a empty list where we are going to append those numbers only which are multiple. First 5 numbers which are multiple of 5. That means those numbers, when you divide those numbers with 5, there will be 0 reminder. So next is the we are initiating the number is 0. We start the number with 0. Okay. Let's execute this one. So we have an empty list now, and we have a number we initiate it with 0. Now we starting the while loop, and what we am writing here, while true. True is nothing but you can write any expression also, but actually we wanted to execute the loop till the the list length of the list, the first 5 numbers, right? This length of the list is equal to 5. Okay, so to do that we need to have any condition here which is true. So we can write anything like 0 greater than 0 less than 1. Okay, something, anything stupid we can write, but instead of that what we are writing more elegant way that we writing the true. But whatever expression you write here, you want to that expression will evaluate to true or false boolean statement, and we want this while loop to execute till a condition met. So that's why we are writing the why this condition is always true. So while loop will keep executing. So we are not exactly checking here any expression where it will it will to check that if the where the while loop ends, because we are going to end the while loop with the break statement in between. Now what we are going to increment the numbers. Our number is 0, so let's increment with 1, number equal to number plus 1. Now the first thing, after first increment it will be 0 plus 1 1. Then what we are doing the evaluating the if the number is multiple of 5. How we are evaluating it? So number modulo 5 equal to 0. That means that if we dividing the number with 5, that's when checking the modulo operator if there any reminder or not. If the reminder is 0, that means it's multiple of 5. That is true. Then we will add the number to the list. My list dot append. Right? We already looked into the data type video that we can add new numbers into the new items the list with the append function, right? So that we are doing my list dot append and adding this number. Why we are adding this number? We will get into this if statement only if this particular condition is true, and the condition is only we are checking that the number is multiple of 5 or not with the modulo operator. Understood? And then we have we have add that particular numbers in the list, and then we are checking what is the length of the list. If the length of the list equal to 5, we have the first 5 numbers, then we'll break it. As soon as we use this break statement, it will end the loop then and there. It will end the loop. From there it will go to the next statement after the while loop, and we are printing the list now. Okay, by the way, here we are using number equal to number plus 1. We have a shorthand operator. You remember in assignment operator we can write like this also. It will give the same result. Okay, now I already explained it, but quickly have a quick recap. What is happening? We have an empty list. We have a number initiated to 0. In the while loop, we are checking that is true. It's always will be, when you write the true, it always while loop will execute, because we do not want to check the condition here. We want to break the while loop in between with the break statement inside. So that's why you're writing while true. Okay. So it always execute the while loop here. Then what we're doing, the next statement, we're incrementing the number with 1. So of the first increment, it will be 1. Then we are checking if the 1, when you divide the 5, if there is a remainder or not. Yeah, there will be remainder, right? So it will not get into this particular condition. Yeah. It is false, so it will not add into the list. In the second one, in the second iteration, it will be 2, like that. It will be 1 pointer, it will be 5. So once it is 5, then 5 divided 5, there will be no remainder. It will get into this particular condition, and it will append the 5 here. So you will see the first list is 5. Like this, it will again, when number will be 10, again it will get into here, because this condition will be true. There will be no remainder. Again the 10 will be added here. Like this 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, it will keep adding here like those numbers. Others number will not be added in this list. Once, and it is checking that after adding the each number, it's checking if what is the length of the list. As soon as it sees the length of the list is equal to 5, this particular statement is true, it will get into this if block. And if block, we have a statement break. As soon as it execute the break statement, it end the loop then and there while loop, and it will exit the while loop there, and it will print that what is the list, and it will print the first 5 numbers which are multiple of 5. I am using this for long time, that's why it comes out too easy to me. But if you're finding it difficult or hard, don't worry, it's not hard. It's only because you are not familiar with the syntax yet. When you will practice more and you will be comfortable with the syntaxes, and you will also find it very easy. Okay, but again, this for loop and while loop, these are very we use this a lot into our day-to-day programming. So practice more on this. And now it's a time of practice problems. So here I give 2 problems here. So please practice this later, and I will give the answer of these problems into this notebook only, and I will share this notebook in the comment section of the video, so that you can download it from there. But I highly recommend you try to do it by yourself first, and then you will see the answer of this problem in the notebook. Okay, hope you enjoyed today's video. If you like this video, please hit the like button and share with others. If you are not subscribed yet in this channel, then please hit the subscribe button, as I upload videos, new content every week, and you will not miss any, and it will help you in your coding journey. Thank you again. See you in the next video. If you like this video, please hit the like button and share it with others. If you are new to this channel and not subscribed yet, then please hit the subscribe button, so that you will get notified when I upload new content. See you in the next video. Till then, keep learning and happy coding.